let's see, be with you guys in just a second. Is it on? Okay. There we go. Are we good? I think. Hey guys, so like the title says, it's been a while, and well, I'll probably upload a video on Friday. I just wanted to go ahead and get on here because, well, I have a very long, it's a lot more than 10 hours tonight. So I want to get on, kind of chit chat with you guys. Like I said, it's been a while, and I kind of miss doing these lives with you guys. So here we are. Anyway, as always, you guys are kind of controlling what we talk about. So go ahead, ask away, and let's talk. No snow, Dimitri. I ran pretty hard today to make sure I beat that. I got a little bit east of where the snow is supposed to hit in Texas, and I think I got okay. I think I'm gonna be okay. Johnny, it went as good as can be expected. And I know I've had a lot of people asking me questions. There's just some, well, I didn't really want to go down this road, but we've known for a long time my mom was sick, and that trip to Oregon was me saying goodbye. So I'm doing as good as I can with it, and trying to move on. Mishawaka, I think I'll be in Indiana on Friday. I appreciate that, Johnny. Thank you. That's something, we can get into at a later date. I'm still dealing with it. Colorado Springs, Colorado. Hope you're doing well, staying safe out there. Appreciate that, Eldon. I almost went to Colorado, but wound up getting a different load, dropped it, picked up this one, and now I'll be dropping it tomorrow. So awesome. Jeff, Dee Dee, and Connor, it's not a loss yet. It's coming very soon, and I was able to go home and spend Christmas there with her and my family, and that'll probably be the last time that I get to. So, but thank you. I will deal with pouring rain. I have had snow nonstop since Sunday. It finally quit a couple hours ago. Zachary, I appreciate that. Thank you. Like I said, we've known it was coming, and there's only so much you can do. So I had a really good visit with her, and I couldn't have asked for it to go any better. So I'm satisfied. Uh, well, Tim, the new tires. So far so good. Like I said, Sunday, Monday, today's Wednesday. Yeah. Okay, so I've had snow every day since I picked up Sunday night. So to kind of put that into perspective, because I don't really do that upload and schedule for later thing like a lot of YouTubers do, and I uploaded that video the Saturday before Christmas, and then we took off to Oregon, and then I got back 20 minutes before it released for you guys. So I was actually picking up the first trailer you're going to see in the next video when that video, yeah. You see why I don't ever do that. I get confused. Sorry, the new tires. I'm very happy with them. I have no idea what kind of mileage they're going to do. I mean, I've only put 14,000 miles on them, so is that right? 15,000 miles, almost 16. So I don't know about their life, but as far as them handling wet and snow, I'm very happy. Yes, Johnny, the round 2 is behind me, and that's why I was pushing the truck a little harder than I should have today. Headwind and hills, I should have backed off, but I knew it was coming and I wanted to get east of it, so I made it here. Looks like it shouldn't be too bad here, so I think I'll be okay, and I'm only a couple hours from my drop, and then I'm deadheading to Indiana, unless something great pops up on the reload board. How many miles are on my truck? I will hit 209,000 tomorrow. Randy, I've been a Chevy guy my whole life. I'll never own another Duramax. Never. Personal opinion. Um, by all means, you do what you want. My personal opinion, I'll never own another Duramax. I mean, I'll still, I'll get a Chevy gas truck or a car, Camaro, Firebird, whatever, Chevelle, but I'll never own another Duramax. Thank you, Roy. You have, Dave. Yes, I do have a CDL. Yes, I have IFTA, and I have an LLC. So, if you're over 26,000 pounds, you have to have IFTA. In order to have IFTA, you have to have a business. So I started my business, and it has done nothing except for own this truck, and that's all it's done. But that allowed me to have IFTA. Tim, I got those from tireeasy.com. Oh, Alaska, you must be between LeGrand and Pendleton. up there on Dead Man's Pass. They're idiots up there. I can't tell you how many times I've seen chains required. I'm like, it's pavement. Well, I hope to, Jeff. I mean, I'm running this truck as hard as I can, and not like just foot to the floor and everywhere I go, but I mean just miles, 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 miles. Because if the wheels aren't turning, you're not earning. And you know, like I've said before, I started August 1st of 2019. It had 7,100 miles on it then, and now we're almost to 2021. Austin, I've never had a Dodge. I've everyone's got their horror stories, and that's what you hear on the internet mostly. Because no one talks about when the truck does good, right? Um, I've heard the front ends are a lot better built on the Ford. They just handle like they last longer as far as getting beat up by the road. And I mean, I love my truck. I wish it was a King Ranch. I want a step down just because the seats are way more comfortable in a King Ranch. Yep, Gus, you're absolutely right. I mean, you can't hurt those old small blocks. You can't. By the way, the wind is blowing at about 40 miles an hour. That's why I'm in the truck instead of sitting outside like I try to do these videos with you guys most of the time. Every once in a while, I feel the truck start rocking back and forth. Randy, the issue with the Chevy is I had two of them, and both of them grenaded the fuel injection system before 200,000 miles. And again, maybe it was just my dumb luck that I got two of them that bit me like that. But just because of that experience, I won't do it again. Well, that and most of the motor, it says Isuzu on it. That kind of bothers me. David, no, you have to do IFTA if you're over 26,000 pounds. Registered over 26,000 pounds. Roy, how important is the CDL for better pay and leasing on? As far as leasing on, it doesn't make a difference. Like, sure, if you have a CDL, you might get a little bit of preferential points, maybe hired on before someone else. But as far as the better pay, and I go back and forth in this. I've thought about getting rid of this truck, stepping down into a smaller truck, registering at 26, getting rid of the ELD, and just running campers. But and part of this is because of where I am. So living where I live makes the ELD beneficial for me, because without an ELD, you can't pull anything that doesn't have a living quarter in it. And just a couple miles from my house, Horizon has got a contract with this trailer manufacturing company. You guys have seen a few of those trailers in my videos. And because I'm ELD, I can pull those. Being 2 miles from my house, that's very convenient. Also, you guys have seen me do the cell towers. Those require an ELD, and those pay very well. That same company also does various trailers with other military gear, and I'm supposed to be picking up one of those at the end of January and taking it from Boise to Georgia, and then I'm gonna turn around and take it back. That's good money. So does it happen often? I mean, I've got, I've been with Horizon for a year and a half, and I've ran 15, maybe 20 loads that required an ELD. Ice balls in Indiana. That sounds wonderful, William. I really hope that's gone by the time I get up there. Uh, nope, no fuel ticket. That's what the IFTA covers. As far as I've been able to gather, the IFTA covers the fuel ticket. Uh, do you see trailers going out all years for 2021? Not sure what you're asking, Tim. Can you clarify that a little bit? Austin, yeah, and that's, I've heard the Ford's a better ride. I've never driven a Dodge. I couldn't tell you. I will say one thing I do like about the Dodge over the Ford is, my warranty's up now, so I'm absolutely doing all of my own maintenance, and that Cummins looks like it's so much easier to work on than this. Kevin, my thoughts on the transport business next year. I'm concerned. I'm really concerned. Well, Zachary, what percentage do I put away for maintenance? I don't really put anything away for maintenance per se, and that's just because I do this differently than most people. We get paid onto our EFS account, and I keep enough on my EFS card to cover the fuel plus a few $100s extra for my next trip. So, and that including my deadhead to get that trip. Everything else goes into my personal bank account because mortgage and the truck payment and my car payments and the Harley payments and everything comes out of that account. And I just keep as much in that account as I can. Now, the last few months I've gone a little bit wild and started spending a bunch, so the amount sitting in that account has shrunk drastically, and I'm working on bringing it back up now. So just everything goes into one account, and then if I have to do a repair, it's there. Does Horizon have runs to the west coast of Canada? They do have runs to Canada. I couldn't tell you which parts of where, just because their hours of service are different. And if you're going to run into Canada, you have to make sure that you did your reset and you're running under the Canadian rules for HOS logging. And they come up so rarely that I don't ever plan ahead for going to do that, and I just run on the American schedule. So yes, we have loads to Canada. I couldn't tell you what part they're going to. 12 Sierra 15. Return the key. Sons. Yeah, exactly. That is my Gus. That is exactly my point. Was old small blocks. You can't kill them. You can't. You can take the oil out of them and they will keep running. Don't do that. Don't do that. Alaska haul, am I over 26 gross with some RVs? Some. I think I've been over 2 or 3 times. ACU 5. It really depends. So what'll happen is you'll have to send in photos of the truck, and they just want to make sure that it doesn't look like a clapped out pile of crap. Does that make sense? Just because you're representing the company when you show up and deliver these units. So if you've got something that's 7 different colors and one side's caved in and a bunch of rust holes, they're not really going to want you to work for them. But if it's clean and presentable and looks like a good truck, I haven't experienced this obviously, but I have been told they will waive the age thing. Kevin, the cell towers they're right about 13,000 pounds. but you have to have an ELD with them because they don't have a living quarter. It's considered a commodity good as opposed to a recreational vehicle. Bingo, Gus. Like I said, I swore I would never own a Ford, and here I am. Well, William, sounds like she's about ready to start running some trailers. Really, Johnny? The oil filter is in a bad location on the Ram. I did not know that. Austin, you nailed it. That's yes. Yeah, Gus. I just came across him. Like he just popped up and said, "Hey, you should watch this channel." I was like, "Okay, I'll watch this channel." And I saw a couple of his videos. I was like, "Man, dude's really thorough, really in depth, and that's great." But that's not the style of video. I like, depending on what my topic is. Like, the first time I did the maintenance on my truck, I was very thorough and in depth and went through all that. And that one video that me and Chris did about the application to delivery, very thorough on that. But that's not the style of this channel. So I figured out, hey, dude's up and coming. He seems like he's got his act together. Here, go check him out. Yeah, Grim Reaper. I would say that they did. And, the 6.7 is actually Ford built the motor, whereas I believe it was International did the 6.0 and the 6.4. I could be wrong on that. Do not quote me on that. No, Mike, you cannot get Nevada permit at the port of entry. You will be fined $1,500. You have to call and get a permit before you cross a wheel into that state. High mileage helper, I'm heading your way. William, I thought about starting a fleet back when I was going to do my own MC number, my own authority, and all my own everything. And to be honest, right now, I'm letting Horizon do all the paperwork. I'm letting Horizon do all the BS. I'm just hooking up and dragging campers. Yeah, sure, I could make more money if I did Hotshot. I could make more money, absolutely. But I'll be honest, it feels good to be a little bit lazy. 12 years of being told when to be, where to be, what to eat, what to, when you're going to use the bathroom, like all that. Like, now I'm just my own boss and I just drag campers around the country. No stress, no drama. Minimal stress, minimal drama. Ah, yes. I did give Daniel congratulations, Mr. High Mileage Helper. But that was on his Instagram comment. So everyone, congratulations to the newly married man, High Mileage Helper. Outstanding. Alaska? Are you 100% positive of that? Because everything I've seen says they run on a it's still a 70-hour cycle, but it's not 8 days like ours. It's that part's different. Truck life. Like I said a few minutes ago, I've maybe 15, 20 trailers have been over 26,000 pounds. Well, Johnny, for that, couldn't you use the filter wrench that just cups the bottom of the filter and spins it off? I mean, Ford put theirs in the same place, but there's enough room to get a filter wrench in there and actually turn it. But they make those ones that hook onto the ratchet and you can put an extension. I don't know. Like I said, I've never been under there though, so James, who pays for your permits? Both. I pay for them, and then when I submit my paperwork, when I drop the load, I submit the receipts and the permit as well, and I get reimbursed for that in my payment on the trailer. Mike. Well, if you just shut down for the night, they open at 7 Pacific. The WCS permits place that was sent in your dispatch confirmation email. They open at I'm almost positive it's 7 a.m. Pacific time. Okay. Join the stream. There's the thank you. Relocate Cummins. Yeah, relocation kit for the oil filter. That would probably work. Right. Alaska. They do still run on the 70, but isn't it it's not an 8-day, it's a 7-day or something like that. It's a different amount of days for the 70 hours. No, Roy, you do not need an LLC for non-seat. The only reason you need an LLC is if you're doing IFTA. Joey, that's exactly what I went through. I'm sure I can do that. And then I started thinking, well, climbing up and down off the deck however many times a day and dragging chains and binders and throwing tarps and nah. Shut up. On your app it says 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. It could be 6. I thought it was 7. I mean, give them a call at 6 and see if they answer the phone. There is an after hours you can get your permit through. It's $100 fee, and if you're driving for Horizon, you do not get reimbursed that $100. You get it reimbursed for the permit, but not the after hours fee. Oh, okay. Well, there you go, Alaska. That's good to know. Oh, it seems like 2021 is doing a little better than the second half of 2020. We'll see. Nope, I haven't set it, and I'm not doing a reset this time. I'm just sitting. So instead of my normal 10 hours, it's going to be like 16 hours. So I figured I'd go live and chat with you guys for a bit. But I am on I-10 in Texas, just a little east of Lulling, something. David, that is a valid point. One layer of protection between your personal life and your work rig. And it's free. I did it at a truck stop in 5 minutes. And then I got the letter in the mail like a week later. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, the it wasn't a major storm in the west, but it did slow me down. See, Alaska, that's what I thought. It is 7 days, not 8. So yeah. No, the clock doesn't have me in a pickle. This isn't going to a dealership. It's a customer, and I can't deliver until he's off work to receive the unit. And I'm only 3 hours away from delivery, and I can't meet him until 1. So I'm just sitting here until 10-ish in the morning, and it's almost 10 p.m. now. So I'm gonna be here a while. Uh, yeah, Kenneth, that is what they told me as well. When I first applied, they said your truck is too big, we won't hire you, and I went, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And then it was, well, do you have a CDL? I said I do. I put that on my application that I have a CDL. Oh, well, in that case, you have to get apportion plates, and then you register your truck over 26,000, and then you can work for us. And I went, okay, but that very well could be just office people being office people. I've dealt with that a few times with this company. That is exactly my point, Alaska. Yeah, I sat down and I talked to I've talked to a couple people that are doing hot shot, and when all is said and done, like, yeah, they're grossing way more than I am, but after you look at all the expenses, they're making 1,500 to 2,000 a month more than me, which is a decent amount of money. But for the hassle and headache that they deal with, and then all the paperwork they got to do as far as running their own authority and all of that crap, nah, man, not for me. Yes, truck life. I did look into how to do the split. Um, I'm sure at some point it'll become useful, but for the way I run myself, so far not. Chase, I appreciate that greatly. Are you going up to Wakarusa or Pendleton? Okay. Excuse me, just a second. Okay. I do want to do this for a few years, and then maybe get into hallways. Yeah, David, I'm looking at jumping into the flatbed division. I'm not sure that I'm going to pull the trigger, but I am really considering it. Um, yes, Eric, I am with Horizon. Um, I very rarely deadhead, once in a while, but typically I can find a load. So, no. Horizon actually has a reload board for that purpose. Well, bummer you're going to be up there Tuesday because I'm going to go up there and sit until probably Sunday or Monday. Is a F450 beneficial over a 350? No. The only reason I have this truck is because I was going to do hot shot. Yards close to my house. Are there other yards in the west? Yes. There's one in LeGrand, Oregon, Pendleton, Oregon, Dallas, Oregon, and I think it's Wood Village, Oregon. It's somewhere in the southwest. And then there's one in California, and one in the Boise area of Idaho, and one over by Twin Falls, which is kind of central Idaho. Mike Richardson. Yes, that is exactly right. And that goes back to that office people being office people that I said earlier. Horizon's a great company. I'm very happy. There's just a lot of little things that get left out. Birdman, I haven't done any looking into the enterprise program at all. I don't know anything about it. Brother-in-law works for Indiana. Um, Joey. First off, uh, I appreciate that. Thank you. And second, um, I'll be honest. Yes, I do get a little something for you guys that join and put me down as a referral. If you choose to do that, uh, it's going to ask for a driver number, and mine is 6407. I get a little bonus. It doesn't come out of your pocket at all. Horizon just kicks me a half a penny per mile you drive. So if you drive 100 miles, I make 50 cents. Truck life, I appreciate that. Like I said 100 times, I started this channel because there was so much negativity about the RV transport life, and there wasn't anyone that was putting the positive side. I mean, yeah, there's things that suck about it, sure, but there was no one covering the positive side. You guys are talking about filters. Mike, I do what I can. I learn something and I pass it along. Um, yeah, Dan's a little weird on their pricing, but when you show up there, you'll see it's a kind of like a small ma and pa shop. Um, I would take them over Dooley Depot. Again, personal opinion, but I've gone to both, and I would definitely go back to Dan's. No, Kevin, I don't look for any power onlys. Just because I can stay busy off the load board, and if I were to find something on truck stop, then I have to run it through Horizon and get their approval, and then they get the bid, and it's a lot of hoops and jumps and steps. And yep, that California lot, I've done a video on that one. I'll never go back. Kenneth, yes, yes, it is. Chase, no, I got mine from Dooley Depot, and I learned later talking to other drivers, I paid way more at Dooley Depot than I would have if I'd gone to Dan's. I think Dan's price is like 125, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's right around that. There is not a Trent. Oh, Meridian, Mississippi. There, Missouri. Um, no, I don't think there is. Tim, I'm usually around 10,000 miles between oil changes. Isaac, I go to Oregon a lot just because I live right by those 2 yards, so it's convenient for me. But no, I really just, I hate going there. What do you mean if your truck is registered under 26,000 pounds, so you can't pull over 26,000, then you don't need to run an ELD. You still have to run the Keep Truckin' app, but you don't have the actual box that I have that's hooked into your truck that monitors your movement. Eric, I have a couple friends who were in big rigs and jumped out and are doing this, and every one of them is happier now than they were in the big truck. Yeah, Chase, and they were a good company. I was treated fair. They were very nice. Like I said, I found out later they were way overpriced on their mud flap, and that's the only thing I bought from them. But as far as walking into the store and getting what you need, Dan's has a much larger selection of items. Tim, I will certainly try. Truck life. That is that. Yeah. That was another thing about my Duramax that I hated. It had a combined of like 24. Um, this one is 40, 44, 44.3 or something like that is the GCWR. What apps do I use for GPS? I use Google Maps, and I hate it. So don't do that. Hi, Tim. Welcome in. Um, NAZAS, that is not accurate. Um, if your backhaul is not a camper, then yes. But if you're hauling anything that has a living quarter, you do not have to run an ELD. So, like with Horizon, they have a backhaul board, and it's almost all campers. You get a few things in there that aren't, but mostly it's all campers. So you would not need an ELD for that. Ah, barking iron. Starting next month. That's great. Are you doing your orientation in Wakarusa or Pendleton? Chase, yes, I am. I should be up there Friday night. Oh no! So far, I've just used Google Maps, and I'm as I'm doing this longer, I'm learning the country and learning what interstates will kind of get me close to where I'm at, so I can avoid using the GPS. Randy, how many miles do I plan on putting on my truck before I trade it in? When it dies. Um, my goal is to have it paid off, and then when it dies, get rid of it. All right, Zach. Um, got it. So if you had a new truck, Tony, I don't know if I would. There's there's pros and cons to going both ways on that, and I really don't know what the right answer is. Right on, Chris. I don't know if I'll be staying in Lafayette or Goshen yet. Yes, Sean, you did hear correctly. So when I was looking at the owner's manual, it said I can haul, or no, I'm sorry, it it said it can haul 44,000 pounds on the No, that's not right. 34, 37, 30 something on the uh, fifth wheel and gooseneck, plus the truck weight, it came out to a total combined of like 48,600. So I just went ahead and registered at 50,000 just to be safe. Because again, my plan was to do hot shots, so I figured if I register it just a little over where I know I'll always be, I'll be fine. And then I did some more looking, and the GCWR of the vehicle is actually only 44,000. So I'm registered way high. So I'm probably going to take it down next time I register it. As far as the mud flaps barking, just go to Dan's. You're going to be right there, and they'll get you in and out real quick. Yeah, what Chase said. No, Sean, from what I've gathered, the states really don't care about what your truck says it will pull. They care about you being over what the tires are rated for and being over your registration. I could be wrong on that, but that's kind of what I've gathered. Price match my flap. Buying one of those next year. Perfect. Yeah, I do use Trucker Path Truck Life, and GPS is never wrong. I've covered that several times on this channel. In fact, there's a good one in the next video, so look for that. It'll probably get uploaded Friday. Ryan, what's going on, brother? Dodge, that emoji there, Johnny, makes me think you're lying. Facebook. Already looked you up. Okay. I've been doing this for a month. Your videos help me pull the trigger. Loving it. Chris, I'm glad I could help, man. Like I said, that was a big part of starting up this channel. So I'm glad I could help. Wow, 58 people. No, I don't think that's the most I've ever had in here, but that's pretty good. I like it. Ah, so not Facebook. Got it. So, Mike, for the most part, I'd say you're probably right. The only possible issue where I could see you maybe being wrong there would be that, well, you saw that video that I did with Chris right before that hour-long video that we put together, where we had to put airbags in his truck. That was just because he had a trailer that put him, you know, right under 26,000, but it squatted his truck so bad, so he went and bought airbags and we installed them. And he has a 1-ton, so would the 3/4 ton be worse? I don't know. If you put airbags in the 3/4 ton, would it be fine? I don't know. B-seed, yes. If you're going to do the flatbed multi-haul, you do have to have your own trailer, which is the only reason I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. I don't know if I want to spend $20,000 on a trailer. Isaac, it is a big red. You don't find those very often, and I got kind of excited when I saw it. The RV Transporter group on Facebook. There's a lot of information there. There's a lot of bad information there too. And there's a lot of real jerks. So yes, it's a good resource, but don't take everything for gospel. That's the other thing, Joey. Exactly what you said. With the dually, you do get a little bit more stability. Like, well, you guys saw in the thumbnail for this video, with that big trailer I got, I've been in high winds all day. And it was blowing it around a bit, but having the dually made it a little more stable and obviously a little safer. Now, as far as doing the non-CDL and being under 26, absolutely, the 250 is the way to go. The only concern I would have would be not having the stability of the dually, which isn't that big of a deal. Yeah, it's more safe, but it's also really easy to just pull over and park for the night. And if you're saying that you put the airbags on yours and you can pull just fine, then great. That's probably fine. Bingo, Tim, nailed it. Watch the BS. Yeah, Tim, I could see that being real awful. I'm gonna guess you're in flatbed then? Question mark? Sorry, Tim Davis, not Tim Freeman. Yeah, and barking, that's absolutely the way to do it. I'll be honest, when I first started, because I had been given bum scoop by a lot of people, I put bad information in that RV Transporter group. As I've grown and learned more, I have been better about putting accurate information out. But, let's see. Definitely getting a dually next. And yeah, Chris, I think the dually is it's a good way to go. It's definitely not a bad idea. Yeah, you do lose a little bit if you're not CDL, as far as what you can pull. Um, I don't know. There's again, just like ELD or not ELD. There's pros and cons to both, right? You just got to figure out what's better for you, and a lot of that's going to depend on where you live. You know, if you're in Indiana or close to Indiana and you just want to do fairly local runs and stick around there, then great. Um, I completely lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. All right, good night, Brian. Oh, I've thought about it, truck life, but I don't know. I don't know. I got 19 5s on there now. Is it worth it? I don't know. All right, gonna be shutting this off in a couple minutes. We're just over an hour now, and I try and keep these right around an hour. So here pretty soon, I will be shutting this one down. So any last minute questions you got, go ahead and bang them out. And yeah, I've had my CDL since '94. Racks, no tickets. Hoping to get into transport next year. Learn a lot from you and High Mileage Helper. Thanks for the info. Appreciate it, Tony. Um, and if Daniel's still in here, I'm sure he will say the same thing. Uh, you know, I sat down and talked with him in person that day, obviously, and we were both kind of the same way. Like, there was no positive side to this, and that's why both of us started our YouTube channels. Chase, we'll say no. David, that's a very valid point. You know, for me, it doesn't matter because this is apportioned. I don't use it for anything personal, so I don't care. That is true, truck life. With a 22.5, you can pull into any truck stop. But what I've learned, most truck stops, Loves, Pilot, all of them, won't touch a normal truck. I couldn't even get them to rotate my tires, much less do anything else to it. Barking Iron, my email is in my email and my Instagram. Instagram's the best way because it has that DM function. They're in the description of every video. I've had several people ask me about Facebook. Facebook is for me. I have my family members, Marines I served with, and guys that I'm in the motorcycle club with, and that's it on my Facebook. That's my one social media spot where I don't have to, where I can go and just be with friends and family, and that's it. But Instagram and email are in the description of every video. Tim Freeman, he was in here. I'm betting he probably took off. I think I saw his post on Instagram yesterday. He was getting back on the road, so that could be it. All right, good night, Isaac. Suggestions on load bars? No. I walked into Camping World and I said, hey, I need a weight distribution hitch. They said, okay, we have this one in stock. I said, sweet, I'll take it. When are you going to put a CB in your truck so I can holler at you when I see you? That motion sickness, that is coming soon. I have a couple home projects I'm working on that are kind of consuming my every spare dollar I have right now. But as soon as those are done, the CB is probably going in. All right, Barking Iron. Again, Instagram is the easiest just because it has that direct message function. It's a lot easier than email. No fake news. Okay. All right, guys. This has been great. It actually feels good for me to do these lives and get to interact with you guys like this. I haven't done one in a couple weeks, so this was really good for me. I assume you guys are getting good value out of it too. So thank you. And as always, to those of you who are out on the roads, I wish you fair winds and following seas. Take care and have a great day.